Hope everybody's doing good today. I'm joined today with Josh Shelton, the director of travel for the Texas Rangers. Josh, what's going on, man?
Hello. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, so in full disclosure, right? In full disclosure, this actually used to be your office, man.
It
And you
is.
and I switched offices. It was actually your idea, and it was a great idea, man.
I felt like it was a subtle nudge from you in a common meeting. No, yeah, it was my idea. It's a quiet space. It's worked out well for you. I think there's no better place than this office, I think, in this area to be able to conduct things like this. You weren't going to get it done across the way, that's for sure.
No, right there in the fire pit, man. You know what I mean? That thing was loud, lots of traffic, but man, it has worked, man. It has worked.
It worked out for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, other than the fact that you are a Sun Devil, go Devils. You know what I'm saying?
Forcum.
You know what I'm saying? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, man, just kind of like the road, man, to this seat, man, as a director of travel for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah. So, started Arizona State, finished my degree out in Arizona. My wife and I are both Sun Devils.
Nice.
I started in the financial business. I was working for a mutual fund company in Scottsdale. And in the twilight hours, I was coaching a high school baseball team out there in Arizona. Donzel McDonald, who's now one of our pro scouts,
Yes.
he was the rookie league hitting coach at the time. Kind of saw him in the amateur ranks there in Arizona. He was looking at. I think he was going around with our Four Corners scout at the time. They're kind of working on like a scout team, and we became friends. I started doing some stuff with them on the scout team side, helping them in the summer. And one thing led to another, and he got my foot in the door with the Rangers out there in Arizona. Started doing some player development stuff at the facility. A couple of years doing that, and my predecessor decided it was time to retire, and I threw my name in the hat. And
look what happened.
And here I am.
Let's go.
Moved to Texas.
D-Mac the Don. Good dude. Good
D-Mac,
dude.
shout out.
Let's go, baby. Hey, so
Pride of Cherry Creek.
That's right, man. Cherry Creek, Colorado, man. Hey, so truth be told, you are responsible for the transport, the arrangements, right? And ultimately, not ultimately, but you're a big part of the safety, in the movement, right, of our major league team, which is nothing, which is nothing short of intense, impressive, and there's a high level of responsibility for that, right? Walk us through your sense of organization, right? Because you are inundated with a lot of information, a lot of details, a lot of communication. Like, how do you organize your thoughts, man, to be able to take on such responsibility, man?
Right. Well, I think that's one of a misconception about this role. Yeah, like director of team travel is the nuts and bolts of it is the travel piece, the airplanes, the hotels, the buses, the trucks. That is the primary focus and a lot of the responsibility I have. But there's a lot of layers, a lot of smaller layers to this role that I think changes from team to team. Everybody kind of approaches this role a little bit differently. No organization is structured the same. So there's multiple roles, multiple people tackling different positions and different job descriptions throughout Major League Baseball. Every team does it differently. But for me, there's a lot of little layers, things that I like to break it down that I'm the personal secretary to 25 players and a coaching support staff in there. But yeah, the nuts and bolts of it is the travel piece, and really I organize it into two things: things I need to be prepared for and things that I can react to. Whenever I'm getting ready for my day, breaking down a day at the end of it before I go to sleep, I just break everything down because there's nothing too big. I never feel like there's anything that's like one huge task. It's just a bunch of little things. And when you can have one really big thing or 100 little things that equal up to, a big thing. And so if you let all that little stuff get scrambled, then it can feel big. But for me, it's really easy to organize things into things I need to be prepared for and things that I can just react to. And that helps me separate it and not get overwhelmed by it. Because a lot of the little stuff I can just react to. Ticket requests, extra hotel rooms, just random things. Somebody's wife is stuck in traffic, like whatever it is. Little things like that, I don't necessarily have to spend a ton of time preparing for that each day.
Yeah.
You know, those are things that I can just react to on the fly.
Yeah.
I have to prepare for the hotel we're staying at in the city. I can't just react to that, like show up and find 65 hotel rooms in the city. You know, that's the type of thing that has to be prepared for. Our aircraft has to be prepared for those type of things. And really that's what helps me to stay focused, to not feel overwhelmed, is being able to find comfort in the stuff that I know that I can just react to, and that because there's things that we over prepare for. You know, make a huge spreadsheet for something that you can just tackle like that. And there's things that we think that we can just react to as they come along, and then they come along, you're like, man, I wasn't ready for that. So being able to decipher, that just kind of only you know what you're tasked for each day, and so that's what helps me.
That's great, man. So, you know, somebody might be listening to this and saying, man, what the heck does director of team travel, you know what I'm saying, have to do with psychology, right? You are
I'm one of those. I kind of
right.
do the same thing. Like, why am I doing this?
Right. But this is the thing, right? When you look at psychology for what it is, it's understanding why certain people do things in certain situations. You know, and when you talk about high stakes, this is high stakes. And so my goal in speaking with you today is to maybe, you know, unveil some of the things that you do in your most stressful situations. So before we get into that, into the psychology of kind of how you go about your business, I mean, we got one of the best planes, bro.
We do.
In Major League Baseball, man. Tell everybody that doesn't know what time it is about the team playing, some of the facts, historical details, and such.
Well, I think it's important to point out that we are the only team in Major League Baseball that flies a double, like an extra wide cabin aircraft, meaning more than one aisle. Even the teams that fly Delta, United, that have VIP configured 757s, those are only one aisle. You got 2 seats on each side. We've got 2 aisles with 3 rows of 2 seats, front to back, and it's VIP configured.
That's big time.
I mean, you know, professional athletes are not small humans, so to have, you know, the ceiling feels a little, it is bigger, but it feels big. You don't feel trapped inside there. You don't feel claustrophobic because there's just extra space, more space to move around, and that's comfortable with as much as we fly. I mean, we're consistently top 5, top 7 in travel miles every year, just based on where we're at and the division we play in. We fly a lot of hours, a lot of miles, and so, you know, those little comforts like that go a long way.
Oh yeah, man, that helps with just, you know, psyche. You know what I'm saying? When you know that, I mean, you can see it when guys get on that plane, they're you know what I'm saying, that blood pressure drops, heart rate drops, and they're just comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Some people dread flights. You're like, man, this is going to be so uncomfortable. We got a 3.5 hour flight. I don't think anybody ever dreads a 3.5 hour flight to Seattle, because it's comfortable.
Yes.
You're not uncomfortable on there.
No, that's good stuff. So, you know, in terms of stress, right? You have a bunch of high level performers who are leaning on you as we navigate state to state and as we navigate through the day, right? And you are getting requests that are, you know, gargantuan in nature. You are getting requests that are minuscule. What is the singular most stressful part of your job? If you're going to boil it down to one thing, what is the most stressful part of your job?
Well, since we're doing this interview after we come back from Canada, the easy answer are Canadian visas. That's the most stressful piece, at least right now. That's what's front and center on my mind.
That's a real answer? That's the final answer?
Well, I mean, I've said it more than once. Like, yeah, it's stressful. It's time
Canada.
consuming.
Sorry, Canada.
Yeah. Those visas are they're not my favorite part. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can really pinpoint anything that's like more stressful, like overly stressful. I think, like if I really were to break it down, I think the fact that as much as I'm responsible for in this role, I don't feel like there's very much that I like. The start and the end of it is with me. You know, I am constantly relying on other people at some point within a request, whether somebody's asking me for something, a rental car, or a hotel or whatever it is, I'm a lot of times I'm kind of the middle person in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm then asking someone else, whether it's at Enterprise Rent a Car or at the hotel we're at or the bus driver or a visiting clubhouse manager. I'm always asking someone else to help with whatever it is they're asking for, because like I don't rent cars, but I know I have a contact. That's wrong. So like I can have everything done. I can ask for something exactly how we want it, and if the person on the end of that doesn't come through or doesn't follow through how we need it, then it still doesn't get done right.
Mm-hmm.
It still falls through the cracks. So I think that's probably,
Just
if I
relying
were
on
to
other
break it
people.
down, is the fact that I'm still relying
On other
95% of the time. I'm relying on someone else
Yeah.
to help me do my job correctly.
Wow.
I can get it done. I could do my part perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
flawlessly, request exactly how it needs to be done, and if they don't come through on their end of it, it's still not, we still don't get it right.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So that's probably the most, if I were to really break it down, but I'm not going to sit here and say like I have something like overly stressful in my life.
You just make it look easy, bro. You just make it look easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so in terms of, routines, right? I mean, we throw that word around a lot, routines. Players have routines, obviously. Coaches have routines that they go through to prepare for practice, BP, sides, bullpens, whatnot. Staff members, we all have routines. Take us through your mental routine as it relates to just, being prepared regularly to perform and execute at a high level.
Oh, like I said, going back to breaking things down, like I start each day trying to somewhat outline what needs to be accomplished that day, whether that's, if it's a travel day versus a non-travel day,
Mm-hmm.
and whether we're at home and we're on the road are completely different. So that's going to factor into it. But I do start each day trying to somewhat outline what I expect the day to bring, requests I may get, things that I need to accomplish. And then I prioritize those into the two categories that I talked about before. Things that, what do I need to be prepared for, and what can I just react to?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I start my day. Usually over a Keurig pot of coffee at my house, and
Let's go.
and really that's how I go about it.
That's good.
And then it's all reactive from there.
So, no, that's great, man. So when you look at things, right, for what they are, some of the stats, and these stats are actually, I think, a few years old, but when you start looking at the cell phone, right, average individual has their cell phone within 10 feet of them at any given time during the course of a 24-hour day. We're looking at our cell phones 150 plus times a day.
Mm-hmm.
We're spending multiple hours now, 3, 4, sometimes even more hours scrolling through social media. And when you look at it, when you want to find people, you find them on their phone. You find them in the worlds that exist within their phone, right? This is how we communicate. This is how we entertain ourselves. This is how we learn, right? This is how we search, how we research, right? And with someone in your position, I mean, you are inundated. It's like drinking water out of a fire hose with information.
Yeah.
How do you control your phone, dude? Like, you're getting hit up by front office, staff members, major league players, vendors. How do you control and tame your phone, man?
I don't know that I do. But yeah, like as we're talking, like I put my phone over here on the couch and like it's buzzing and starting to give me anxiety.
Yeah.
But really, I think that's probably how I do control it, is that I'm so OCD about it. I don't like to let, some people let their inbox, their email inbox just like go crazy, and you see like 10,000 emails. I can't do that. But like, so I think that's really how I control it, is I stay on top of it. And yeah, it's always kind of there. But I think I can pick my spots when I feel comfortable that I can put my phone down and not have to worry about something coming in. But like, that's how I stay on top of it. Like, I use my email inbox as my to-do list. I don't like emails sitting in there. So I try to stay on top of that, respond to things, respond to text messages, emails right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're right, it does get it gets flooded very quickly. And so if I let things get buried like that, then I can miss something, I could not respond to something. So the easiest way for me is just to respond to something immediately,
Very quickly.
If I have the ability to do so, if I don't have the ability, then I won't read the text message. I'll leave that red dot on there as an unread message, so I can go back to it and I don't forget about it. As soon as you press that and that red dot goes away, there's a chance it gets buried if there's other texts that come in. So like, maybe it's not the healthiest of answers, but like I try to not let it get out of hand and just like constantly respond to things as quickly as I can. And that's kind of how I keep it sane. Like I know, like if there's not an unread message or an unread email, I know that there's nothing like that's out there needing a response.
Yeah. Man, you would probably have anxiety looking at my phone, dude. I
have anxiety just knowing that I've got 4 text messages that have come in since we started this.
I got 16. Look at this, man. Look at my phone real quick. Look at my unread messages.
See, yeah, no, I can't do that. I would probably just delete all and try to start.
Oh, man.
There's no coming back from that.
Hey, how do you regroup? You know, stuff gets haywire.
How do you regroup? How do you regroup from that? Like, I don't even know like how you would even begin to tackle that.
Hey, man. And Josh is referring to, those who can't see, he's referring to my phone. These guys be blowing me up all the time, how I don't,
You have 60,000 unread emails right there.
Hey, man. It's like, you know what? Like, you never know when you're going to need one. You know what I'm saying? You never know when you get some information from that, you know?
How many of those are probably spam from
Probably
like Geico and
yeah.
Tiff's Treats?
Yeah. Hey, don't be hating on Tiff's Treats, bro. Hey, so what's the thing that pisses you off, man? What pisses you off? In this role that you're in, what pisses you off, man?
I think
lack
of communication.
Lack of communication?
Yeah.
Which is not a surprise from somebody who is in the business of communication yourself.
Right. Yeah. Lack of communication. I think the more communication, the better.
Mm-hmm.
The less likely something's going to fall through the cracks, or somebody's not going to fully get the best picture. If information is withheld or not shared completely, just lack of communication. That chaps me.
That makes sense. So in terms of a psychological, principle, when players are, at a bad spot during the game, they do things to regroup, whether it's self-talk, taking a deep breath, release technique, whatnot. When things get haywire for you, right? When things get haywire for you, what is the one thing, or what are a few things that you do to kind of regroup and gather yourself together, from a psychological standpoint?
I don't think there's a one answer for that. Maybe just remind myself that there's a much bigger picture than the topic at hand, or what's causing that disruption. That it could be a lot worse. I think trying to maybe not minimize what's going on, but try to put it into a greater perspective. I think that helps me.
So you're an optimist.
Knowing that the world isn't, like trying to remind yourself the world's not going to end, revolving around whatever it is you're dealing with right there. Like there's going to be, we're going to move on. Like, there's nothing that's going to happen in this, in this role, than what we're doing that's ultimately going to end civilization.
Yeah.
Like there's still greener pasture. You get through it and you find a way through it. I think that's probably it for me.
That's good, man. What do you enjoy the most? What do you enjoy the most about this role? What's the one thing you enjoy the most?
I think pretty simply the fact that I haven't felt like I've worked in almost 7 years now. Like it doesn't feel like when I worked in the financial industry, I went to work every day. I had to go to work on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I looked forward to Friday and the weekend because I had to work during the week. It was a job. I can't wait to get to the ballpark each day. I can't wait to open up my computer. I can't wait to do the things that I do.
That's awesome.
And so it doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like work. I think that, that's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a corny answer, but like that's that generic thing that we all strive for, right? When we're, we all want to find a career that we don't feel that we are going to work. I think that everybody searches through that. I honest to goodness feel like that's what I do.
That's a great place to be.
I'm in a clubhouse every day that I interact with the people that I get to interact with. So that's that's what I enjoy. The fact that it doesn't feel like work to me
That's
because I
great, man.
enjoy it so much.
In your opinion, right, with the advent of technology and just how things are these days, what would you say is the future of travel? Do you see anything coming in the future that's like, man, this is going to change the way we fly, this is going to change the way we transport people, just from an advancement standpoint? What would you say is the future of travel?
Huh. I think there'll be some more streamlined technology as far as ground transportation.
What do you mean? Can you give me some more details on
You
that?
see, like the buses that we use, the technology that's being put into place, and those things seem like 10 years ago it would have been really far fetched to have televisions, satellite television on the buses. But that's a standard feature on everything we ride in. I think there'll be, as technology advances, the opportunities that we have to maybe electronically scan our luggage. There's things coming out with that. Like, I think there's just a lot of pieces technologically that will streamline. Maybe not how we travel. Like, I mean, I'm not in the aviation business, so I don't know what new new age technology is potentially coming out with that. Like, I don't know. Maybe you'll be flying the airplane. It'll be so easy that you'll fly the plane.
Oh
in
no,
10
no.
years. I don't know.
Hey.
I think but just like electronically, there could be some things that just kind of makes the little stuff easier for all of us.
Yeah. Hey, don't say any names. Don't say any names.
Okay.
But what is the highest maintenance? What is the most? I'll say it like this. What is the most high maintenance request you've ever gotten?
High maintenance.
Yeah.
I can't think. Like, I don't think I can think of anything that's like ultra out of the ordinary. Like, nobody's requesting separated bowls of different colored Skittles in their hotel rooms or anything. It's not like some of the the musicians you hear about and the writers.
Yeah.
But not anything like that. I can't think of anything like. I guess I don't consider anything too high maintenance. Like, if somebody requests, I think maybe like anything. I'll consider anything high maintenance if you ask me to do something that you can easily do yourself, not something that I have a contact for or it has to go through me, or something that you could very well do on your own, but you choose not to do it, or you just don't want to do it, or you don't want to learn how to do it. Like, if you don't want to, you have me put your tickets in because you don't want to put it in the computer yourself on your phone. There's like something like I consider that high maintenance. Like, if it's something you just want me to do because you don't want to do it, I think that's high maintenance.
Ooh. Hammer don't hurt him. Let's go, baby. What's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened in your role? Whether you look back and you say, dang, man, I can't believe I did that, man.
I'm sure I could, like, if we could watch a movie about our lives, like, if I rewound my first season of this job, I'm sure there's probably a lot of stuff that, like, when you're new to, like I'd never been in a major league clubhouse before. Like, I'm sure I did some things that people were probably looking at me like, this guy has no feel whatsoever. What is he doing? Why is he doing that? Like, I'm sure there's plenty of that stuff, but I guess that wasn't readily embarrassing to me because I had no feel. Rookie dress up probably wasn't the great, like, walking the streets of San Francisco in a muumuu as the big bad wolf. That was embarrassing. But there were some other players that were dressed a lot worse than I was that probably took the focus off of what I had going on.
And to your prior point, man, the world, I mean, life's going to go on. Civilization's not going to end.
That wasn't. Robbie Ross actually tweeted a picture of me on the tarmac.
Oh, geez.
Like, directing the buses as we were arriving in San Francisco. And there's a picture of that. Like, so the fact that was out there in the social space wasn't. That was somewhat embarrassing.
Oh, man, this is too easy, man. Hey, man, hey, once again, man, thanks for taking the time. Your phone is blowing up as we speak, man.
It is.
With probably some low maintenance and high maintenance requests. Who knows? But I want to end with this, right? What are some words of encouragement that you would have to someone who is preparing, to work in this space, or even professionally in general, in terms of becoming a consummate professional? Because you are really great at what you do. I know we all appreciate what you do, and you just take a a different amicable approach to your work. And so, what are some words of encouragement that you might have for somebody who's listening today and say, man, like that's really cool. I would want to do that. And you were able to give him a pearl.
Positivity. We have a choice, and it's nothing new. You got a choice of how you approach everything. You can be positive about something, you can be negative about something. So like, same thing I write on my whiteboard every day in your old office. That's not my office. There's always a reason to smile.
Yeah.
Like I consciously write that every day. I walk into my office and I erase it at the end of the night, and then I'll write it again the next day, just as a constant reminder. There's always a reason to smile. And
Yeah.
if you can't find it, like, look harder, because there's something in this world, there's something in your life that's worth smiling about, and that smile is what's going to resonate to everyone else.
Amen.
We can be approachable or unapproachable in all the jobs that we do. So I choose to be approachable, choose to smile, and I think that goes a long way for everyone else that you come into contact with.
Amen. Amen. Well, man, Josh, thank you again. I would like for you to do the honors, bro, right here.
The gong?
Do the honors, man. There it is. There it is. Hey, thanks again, brother.